The Biden administration has telegraphed that this is not the end of the U.S. response. The administration has vehemently denied that we are in a war right now. They are not acknowledging that there is a war or an escalated conflict in the Middle East. If there are additional American deaths, then Biden is going to be in a bind again, because he can only say for so long that we're not in a war in the Middle East when he continues to strike in Iraq and Syria. On Friday, we saw strikes in Iraq and Syria. We saw long-range bombers flew all the way from the United States to drop bombs on 85 targets. They dropped 125 bombs in 7 different locations, and it was massive display of American firepower. Then separately, we saw a strike on the Houthis in Yemen, but the president has said, he's telegraphed, that there may be additional strikes coming. There are many different things that this could entail. It could be specific strikes on specific leaders of some of these Iranian proxy groups. There could be additional cyber strikes happening. And if these strikes, the Iran-backed proxy strikes on U.S. troops in Iraq and Syria continue, then we're definitely going to see more of these happen. It is the ultimate motivator for why these Iran-backed proxies, the Houthis in Yemen and the Iraqi militias in Iraq and Syria, have been launching attacks on U.S. troops and commercial shipping. The Houthis specifically have said that they are not going to stop their campaign against commercial and naval shipping in the Red Sea until Israel's operations in Gaza stop. So the administration is very motivated right now to find some kind of truce that can be reached to stop Israel's operations in Gaza. He's walking a very fine line because he has to respond to American troops getting killed, but he also doesn't want a war with Iran. And you have some Republicans calling for him to do more. Some Republicans saying that we were sitting ducks in the Red Sea for weeks before Biden took any action. But then you see on the progressive side that progressives are criticizing him for taking too strong action and not actually deterring anything in the process. There's a whole nother issue with authorization of military force, because you see a new campaign in Yemen that started and these major strikes in Iraq and Syria that many members of Congress are going to have questions about. The Biden administration has telegraphed that this is not the end of the U.S. response. I'll be looking for if Biden looks to escalate at all. An attack on an Iranian naval asset, for instance, that are sitting in the Red Sea, that would be, I would consider that an escalation. Any attack inside Iran itself would definitely be an escalation. I don't think that's going to happen unless you see a major uptick in these attacks and additional American deaths. This is a very critical time in which any miscalculation or additional strikes or escalation could really put Biden in a bind and be a problem for an election year.